So if you guys know me, in Garry's mod, one of my favorite things to do is to try to find the most realistic mods, and to throw in some extra immersion and realism into the usually mundane Garry's mod. I mean, we've seen a bunch of great mods, from movement mods, to sound improvement mods, to graphic fidelity upgrades, whether it be water or effects. But now we're going to take it a step further, and we're going to increase the realism of our movement. Now, of course, not only our movement, but also the way that we even see the game. You can't get any more immersive than obviously changing the way that you experience the game, and that is achieved through this one simple mod. This is the Eye View Attachment mod, and it's very simple. All you gotta do is simply enable it, and just like that, things have changed. You're gonna notice that our crowbar is now gone, but it's not really gone. You're also going to notice that we can see our feet, in fact, our entire body. That's right. The reason why you can't see our crowbar is because we're holding it above our head. Now, of course, if we did switch to a different weapon, you can see now we're holding the weapon. And it's going to use whatever view model you have. That's right. Have you ever wanted to hold a gun in your hand, but the player model you have doesn't have a supported view model? Well, now any player model instantly is going to work with this. There's only going to be one issue. You're using the 3D world model of the view model weapons, which means they're gonna look kind of shit. But it all is for the sake of realism. Now, not only do the weapons look different in the way we look, but check it out. We even get a little bit of camera bob. So whether you're sprinting or moving, everything just feels much more immersive, and it's a one-to-one representation of our third-person world model. And again, you can look down and see our legs. Everything is so immersive. Now, you don't have to download the legs mod. You don't have to download the head bobbing mod. All of this is self-contained, and it's pretty awesome. Now, you're probably wondering, what is that white little crosshair there? And that is the aiming helper, or the crosshair helper, and that's going to come into play with this next feature we're going to enable. So maybe this isn't good enough for you, you know? Maybe you want to go even more realistic, and you have a very strong stomach, because you're going to need one for what we're about to do. Go ahead and simply open the menu again and enable full view. This is going to one-to-one represent your view with your character's face. In fact, you can see without us even moving, we're breathing, and that's enough to make the camera move. Sorry for all the weird mods lately. This one is going to be the most normal and interesting one in a while. But check it out. Now when we move, you can see we're at a slight tilt. And that's because, well, the way that our character is looking, check it out. We're slightly tilting our head, and that is actually in play, which is kind of insane. Now, the final option we do have here is the head resize. So I can only imagine that maybe if your head gets in the way or the size gets messed up, you can adjust that. However, turning it on does make your head disappear in third person, at least in front of this mirror here. So I don't really see an issue with it, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it on. But yeah, it's kind of wild. Like, check this out. I'll look down and then look up. And we're at like a diagonal because, again, if you look at our head, it's leaning. And that's why it looks like that when we're looking through it. It's so cool how all that is really coming through the mod. Now we can see that crosshair helper is really coming in handy. And the reason why is because, well, even though our crosshair is in the middle of the screen, if we shoot, I'll go somewhere so you guys can see it perfectly. All right, let's say we're in here and we shoot. That's right. We're not shooting at the crosshair, we're shooting at the white crosshair helper, which is pretty much our new crosshair. And this is going to be super useful because if we tried aiming without it, which by the way, you can turn it off if for some reason you don't want it, the aim helper is really nice. Not only that, but it almost kind of like locks on. See that? It's got like some aim assist. So that is really awesome. It actually makes this very, very playable. So of course, again, it's gonna depend on which weapon you're using. Some weapons look good, some don't. But the one thing that's for certain is, considering how we look in third person and to other players, this is the most realistic representation that we have. It's just, it might not be the one you like though. And by God, never ever pull the camera out. This thing is pretty much useless now. Alright, so naturally guys, we're not gonna leave it at this. I have, well, downloaded quite a few interesting player models. And we're gonna start off with Mr. Gus, aka Giancarlo Esposito. Let's go ahead and go to the mirror room. I gotta see this. Oh man, this guy is such a boss. Alright, so I don't really watch a lot of Breaking Bad, but I love Giancarlo Esposito in any role he plays, whether it be Star Wars, Far Cry, or even in Payday 2. He is an absolute beast. So we can look down, and again, we get perfect view. Now, like I said, depends on the player model, but I don't think we're as diagonal as we were, I guess, so to say. But if you don't like that, again, you can obviously turn off full view. You still get the immersion, but it's a lot more playable. And again, you can look down and see a better view of your entire player model. It looks awesome. It's crazy how well this works. Now, I do want to try quite a few weapons. Unfortunately, I don't have like any crazy weapon packs installed. I might have to actually just go ahead and download some real quick. Let's see what the glue-on gun looks like. So we can see it, but it's not going to be in our view model as we're shooting it. Alright, what about the MP5? Oh my god. You know what's funny is this looks so jank, but honestly, I love it. So this works really well, and the reloads, by the way, again, it's going to depend on how your character reloads it in third person, but it's really cool to see that one-to-one correlation. It's so much more immersive because everything that, say, like your friends see, you now see.
It's all connected now.
Alright, so now we're going to go into a more extravagant player model. I do have the enhanced player model selector so we don't have to keep dying. Let's try Mr. Denji. Okay, we can start to see an issue here now. So we're going to go into the mirror room here, and well, Mr. Chainsaw Man obviously has a chainsaw in the way. Let's see if we can get rid of that though by going into this. And there we go. That is why head resize is there. Yes, we're headless now, but at least we can use this player model and still see just fine. Alright, that was actually the one reason I downloaded this. Plus, I'm a huge Chainsaw Man fan. Let's go ahead and go to the most ridiculous one I have today, guys. That's right. It's a freaking dinosaur. Not only is it a dinosaur, it's completely animated. It looks like, are we a Spino? So, yes, that's right. You can play as this, as a PM. It's fully animated, and get this, you can even wield guns. Look at it. It's hard to see, but he's got a gun in his hands. This is so stupid. Alright, so I don't think any of the options we have is gonna help us here. Like, if we turn head resize, that doesn't do anything. Full view. Okay, this actually looks pretty cool. Oh, look at that. We even have roars and everything. Oh my god. This is insane. I have to pull out a camera just to see what this looks like. But if we were to turn everything off, guys, let me show you how lame this is. Alright? Look at that. Look how stupid this is. We're just regular us. But of course, if we look in the camera, we could see we're anything but regular. Oh my god, this is amazing. This is fantastic. How I should just be doing a video on this. Alright guys, but like I said, going back and yeah, even the footsteps, there's even footstep sounds. This, it's almost like we're possessing an NPC now. I really thought we were gonna push this to the limit, but it's safe to say that this is just beyond sick. I love this. Like I said, guys, it doesn't matter what player model you have. In fact, I implore you guys to download your player models and see which ones work best. But that's pretty much it. It's a really immersive mod, really puts you into the game and maybe make you a bit queasy at the same time. But if you guys did like this video, you can leave a like, subscribe, links will be in the description as always. I want to thank Emilio141 for suggesting this on my Discord. If you guys want to suggest something, you can go there or in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, farewell.